It's Alysia, Nora, and Macy on our little green couch.
Ready to talk weekly gossip from behind the chair.
Have a drink or 10 and get ready for the journey.
Join us on the floor with Little Fern. We are live at Little Fern on the floor, and there is actually some hair going on real time right now.
We're really experiencing a full, true hair salon experience.
Hey.
And she's fielding phone calls as we speak. She's multitasking.
My timer set us up for an hour. We definitely don't need an hour on Paige's hair, even though that feels like sometimes we do because her hair does take 9 million years to lift.
An hour is slightly scary. I still want hair.
But welcome in. Grab your Becky. I am drinking today, of all drinks, a dad water. Oh, what was my flavor? I don't remember. I have
Lime.
but I don't know what the name was.
What's his name? Rodney?
No,
It's my guy.
Oh,
just drinking Ronnie. Where does that use Gary? Because I saw a bunch of flavors, and I want to say you might have been Gary. We're gonna pretend like it was Gary.
we'll tune back in a few minutes and we'll find the can.
Yeah. I was pleasantly surprised by it because, I feel like I should have known that it would have been good because the mom water is so good. But I think tequila, I just have a little bit of a different, preconceived notion for it. And then I tasted it and I was like, oh, that is dangerous.
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like the mom waters, when you first tasted them for the very first time, I don't know if you guys had this, but I was like, oh, I don't know if that's for me. And then I had a couple more and I was like, oh, well, now that I'm used to what this flavor has to offer with no carbonation and barely any flavor, then I had no problem with them. So I feel like the tequila one is leading up to that.
It felt like it propelled.
Yes.
I can validate that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You
I
know,
was startled kind of not by the seltzer bubble, but
yeah, how Propel has a faint hint of flavor.
Isn't that the one with the grape?
Pomegranate flavor.
Mhm.
Nice grape propel.
Yes, I used to drink those, especially because they had the squeeze.
Oh, it's the ones with
sport cap.
the little nipple on the top.
Yeah, I think they're called the sport cap because you could just
Yeah,
squeeze
so
it.
it's like the Gatorades with the sport caps on the top. But anytime that I go, especially to the airport, and say it's a water bottle with a little nipple on the top, I'm getting that shit every time.
They feel so annoying to be doing in public too. You're like,
If everyone watched.
it has a distinct noise. Maisie is drinking a mom water.
I'm drinking Linda. I know that we don't love that name, but
She is one of the best flavors.
she is. That's
is.
what I was gonna say. She's up there. But I also it's weird because the coconut one, Sandy, I think that's what her name is.
Sneaky.
And the thing is, when I first had her, I was like, But then you go to the beach and you have a Sandy, and then you're like, oh, Sandy knows where it's at.
There's also the one that's kiwi flavored, and that one's fire too.
Kiwi strawberry.
I like
That was in the new summer pack or whatever.
Yes.
yum.
Yeah, those are good. I really do enjoy them a lot now.
Well, these dad waters are interesting. The other flavor I saw in the fridge was the pineapple jalapeno, and I would be interested in that one if it had more flavor to it.
Yeah, I have the blood orange, and I can't say that I taste as much orange. It's a lot of tequila and water. Tequila water. But it's fine. I'm here for it. It's light, airy, refreshing.
The thing is, it's not overpoweringly tequila.
No.
So
No,
when
no,
you're
no.
drinking it, you're like, this is disgusting. It tastes like I'm just drinking straight tequila.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And those ones are also not carbonated as well?
Yes.
See, I think that's a big factor that I like about the mom waters and the dad waters because the carbonation, the lack of carbonation is really where it's at, especially for a girl with tummy issues.
I feel like it was almost startling when you first drink them. Like, what?
Oh, okay. You're a little nervous to take the first sip, and then you take it and you're like, oh, that was
Not bad.
not bad at all, actually.
Yes. Our third option of what you can drink today is I have my Smirnoff Ice 0 sugar, the red, white, and blues. It is delicious.
Perfect for this pre-diabetic girly over here.
I am chugging it.
I'm going to tell you a story of way back when we saw those online for the first time ever. And we said, we have to have these. So we went to our local liquor store, AKA Family Liquor. And we walked in and said, we need the bomb. And he said, what? And we said, yes, please. He said, okay, I'll order a few cases. Are you going to buy some? We said, yes, sir. We have never even tasted these, but we know we will drink them. So he orders them. We come in and we're like, he's like, oh, your drinks are in. And we got, I don't know, 3 cases?
Oh,
I feel like it's like 6. I
my
definitely
goodness,
had.
went for it.
Oh, we did. Well, because he said, I have to order
Yeah.
like a bunch. Will you be getting them? I said, first of all, sir, you will sell out of this. Second of all,
Yes.
That's why we did not want to be left high and dry throughout the summer on our favorite drinks. So now that's kind of become a running theme that we do there.
but he also knows, and he has like no problem. Like, oh, did you want me to order more? I did it with.
Yes.
I was just gonna
Yes.
ask.
These.
Okay.
Like, so he now knows.
The
He's
lover
like,
boy.
yes. He's like, I got you these. I got you these. And I'm like, sir,
Got
thank
it.
you. I love you. and
MVP.
appreciate you. And we will buy whatever you have. Thank you.
The fridge is always, I want to give you a little update to that photo that you sent. The other day, Alysia sent a photo of Tito's, Bartles, and James, basically.
Yes.
It was blueberry flavored.
I need everyone to see this. It says Tito's Blueberry Wine Cooler.
It comes in literally like a Bartles and James 6-pack handle.
Is it good? Did you guys try it?
We haven't found it yet.
As the package looks like, exploding blueberry.
Mhm.
Blueberry everywhere.
It's pink
But
color.
we also know how much Alysia values her blueberry flavors.
High praise. I need to find these.
I did ask when I was there the other night, I said, what do you know about the Tito's?
It's like you're interrogating them.
Well, he gets excited when
He loves
Yeah.
he loves now to find us things. I'm coming for you.
Heck yeah.
We'll keep you posted.
cheers to that.
Salud.
I think it's important that if you don't all know who Paige is already, that you better get to know her.
When shots ring out and
Shots were fired, that's for sure.
a lot of pivotal stories that are included include many where I say my cousin Paige. Well, this is my cousin Paige.
Hey y'all, cousin Paige here.
She also, fun fact, worked with us
Hey.
as both front desk and assistant.
Can do it all.
It was the joy of our lives. There will never be
Honest.
a better
Best.
front desk or assistant.
Thank you, dear. I mean, I was taught by the best, so gotta give a shout out. Woo, Nora, my trainee. You trained me to be an assistant.
Wow,
You did. It was you.
I loved you.
Alicia got me the job. Nora trained me. It was, it was a good time.
That was peak JK team.
Oh,
Was this
absolutely.
The OG
Zero
JK team? Like, was this before Homewood location?
Absolutely.
Did
Did you only work at that location?
Yes.
Gotcha.
I left right before they moved into Homewood.
so she lived it all with us
I
for
did.
the 3 years that we were supposedly moving, and we would just drive around.
I walked in like, oh, okay, this is good. We're getting it. We're getting it done. Anyway, we have to.
It was
It was team bonding. Let's be real.
Oh, really was.
It was.
Bonding.
Trauma bonding.
Some might call it team building.
It's all the same in the end.
It was. We were either at work together or like at somebody's wedding. I feel like a lot.
Always. Every weekend.
Yes.
Someone's
A JK wedding or
a
the
JK
besties.
wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, there really was peak wedding season.
Yeah.
Everyone was getting married then.
Yeah.
So you were either at like a bachelorette, a bridal shower,
A garage party at Nora's.
Yes.
Just to be clear, I started working at Jonathan Kane when I did because I strategically knew I was getting married that October, and I was like, I need to be aligned.
I need
With my-
bridesmaids.
No,
I need my
people
hair
to
done.
She's like, I need servicing.
makeup, nails.
I would
hair.
do the services, but I'd also be like, I need some people to fill in.
Can you
my
guys?
for me.
I had 11 bridesmaids.
Holy
She didn't know it.
shit! Yeah. Wow, I'm so glad that you have friends like that. I think I'd maybe have 3.
And that's okay. You go real life. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's really all you need.
High pockets like I do, or you could keep your circle close and tight.
Keep them tight.
Both are 100% okay. I recently found out that I was hanging out this last weekend. Shout out to Stephanie who listens religiously to this podcast. And she wanted clarification on who my best friend was. She wanted clarification on my best friend.
Do you even have clarification on who your best friend
No.
is? Because I think Like, I genuinely just think that you refer to everybody as that.
Yeah, I'll be very clear. I said, well, I don't know what episode was it. What were we talking about? And then we were all in the line in the bathroom together, and I said, I don't know. It depends on the day. Dance studio. Like, there's a pyramid. Who's pissing me off recently? What's the storyline? What are we doing?
Well, who's on the pyramid this week?
Not who takes the best care of you and pays attention to your every need and want constantly.
Oh my God.
I let them guess who they thought my best friend was, which I also thought was a fun game.
I feel like he's
I
up
always
there.
prefer
No
that.
one picked you. No one picked you.
No.
No.
You're not in the lineup.
I love is in number one spot. I prefer that.
I felt really bad that everyone was like, and then they were like,
I think he's at the bottom of the pyramid right now.
That'd be great.
guys, I hand out the best friend title like this water.
But I'm not on the pyramid, so I'm like at the other half of the pyramid, like the bottom.
Junior squad.
Yes, candy apple.
I guess I never really thought about it because I guess I just think I probably have like 5 best friends.
Yeah,
So
they just align.
and
Just-
yeah,
You're just my bestie.
yeah, and I never really like think about it in like a terms of like
Numerical order.
one has like a higher ranking than the other, and or the fact that like I only can have a best friend.
Yeah, I've always felt
Like,
that way.
Let's be real. We've all had MySpace. We had a top 8.
Exactly.
We've been there. We've done that.
That's the reason why I think it's like an avenue.
Guys, look at these girlies walking up here, going to the. Or okay, do we think that they're going to Flossmoor Station, looking like the heels? Like we look like we're going to a club. The asses are all about to fall out.
I'm saying they're going to the train.
They're going to the brewery.
Oh, you're right. The train, the city.
Like she's never walked in heels before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Boots.
Yeah.
Like that they're not. It's giving the Giselle.
Giselle Bunchen?
I really thought that they were going to the Flossmoor Station looking like that for a second. I said, "Who are we meeting up with?" It's giving hooker. I wonder what the vibe is because they're all wearing black,
Oh, yeah.
and so it's like it's giving moody.
I think they might just be emo. My favorite
Indeed.
thing about Paige is her laugh. She has the bestest laugh. You guys have heard it in the episode. I'm super jealous that Alysia gets to be related to Paige. Someday I'll figure out a way that we can be related.
Nora, we're soul sisters.
What if we could be mother
Oh, yes.
together?
Emmett for sure is already bought and sold
Yeah.
to you.
Oh, yes. Yes. Emmett and Willow.
How
cute is that?
Oh my god.
That'd be cute.
I'm already selling him off and I'm perfectly fine with that.
He's cute.
And Willow is a
I feel like they have a similar like little face shape.
They do.
Yeah.
They for sure do. They'd be beautiful.
Me and Paige are going to be
I'm
mother-in-laws.
so here for
Yeah.
it.
I love it.
I'm here for that.
I also have tried to be a sister wife.
Yes.
Would,
yes.
would you actually like, legitimately consider being a sister wife?
I feel like I've been sister wiving it up my entire life.
That's true. Like I could see you out of everyone though. Like out of everyone, or like I guess out of you two. Let's be for real. I could see you like for real being in like a sister wife situation.
yeah, but kind of in the still the same way that our relationships are now, but no changes. We just
Yeah.
call each other sister wives
Indeed.
for real, and we're real about it.
We're real about it. It's back.
But everything stays exactly the same.
My favorite thing about Paige is I think Paige is like the sweetest human ever. Yeah.
You got
Every time that Paige walks in, like she's always like giving me a hug, and I'm like, oh, you're just like so sweet. I love you.
Spooks, I didn't know I needed. Thank you. Too kind. Too kind. I love being here. I mean, honestly, anyone who's listening should have already been here and should be going here, I would hope. But we all know this is like the greatest salon on earth.
I think a lot of people think that like they're like, oh, it's just like any other salon, but then everybody starts coming here and they're like, well, I should have been coming here all along. And I'm like,
Yeah.
how long have I been telling you this? Like
Yeah.
Kelly came here, my friend, the other day to get her hair cut, and she was like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think anybody's ever cut my hair as good as I've just got it cut by Alysia. And I was like, I told you.
I mean,
And that's just a haircut too, like, which is, I mean, you still get your haircut and then you get to get a nice little shampoo and massage, which and puppy time now, which is
puppy
just
time, an adult bevy. What else can we ask for? Honest.
indeed.
I'm here for it. I'm getting my foils checked currently to make sure my hair isn't falling out. Just kidding. Alicia's great.
It's like starting to smoke right now.
No, I swear.
Is it
Paige's
just 'cause,
hair
like,
hasn't fallen out since did her hair.
Yeah, oh my god.
Remember it was so bad. It was like every time you got your hair done, it was
green.
Yeah.
Handfuls of hair.
yeah.
I mean, it was what it was.
It could have been not the person.
Sure.
It could have not been not the person doing it.
He was learning, I think. There's a lot of learned moments there.
Yeah, I feel like we all have those
Yeah.
little experiences for sure.
I probably should have paused it for a while there, but I didn't know how to say no.
That's why everybody loves Paige, because she's just so fucking loyal. My other favorite thing, Paige not only was our assistant front desk, she also was our bartender.
Hey.
Wait, where?
Oh gosh. Okay, so Chuck's Tavern in Crete.
Oh, so multiple places.
Oh, yeah. Well, just 2. Well, 3, but 2 that were local. I
Okay.
bartended in college, how I got my start. Woo, Fatty McGee's, Rockford, Illinois. Shameless plug. They're closed now, so it doesn't really matter. But and then Chuck's Tavern in Crete. And I also bartended for a little bit at Evil Horse right next door in Crete.
Ooh.
But really just love slinging liquid.
That was my favorite, that I had like finally an actual friend that bartended. Like I've known people who were the bartender because you get to know them as a bartender. But
It's our job. We
Yeah.
get friends. But when you have actual friends come and like support your livelihood
yeah,
and protect you and keep you sane, shout out to Alysia for kicking bitches out the bar.
I forgot about that.
I feel like I need to hear about like your guys' crazy like going out story. It's like, do you have multiple? Is there one that's like really like significant?
I mean, we have wild times, but nothing aggressive. The crazy times were just in the garage with Machete Bill or going to the Ludacris concert in Hammond.
Uh-huh.
Getting so
That was the best.
yeah.
Yes, that was the absolute best time. Paige is a ride or die. I knew this, but I did not fully like know it until really my birthday, my 30th birthday. And there was,
The time.
yeah. And Paige stuck it out on that weekend. Alysia, she's not the only one who has wild and crazy events. Literally, like the event of my 30th birthday was like
It'll go down in history, Nora.
all that anybody
Ever.
discussed.
Great job.
It wasn't the other fun times we had. It was Macy. Have you heard this?
I honestly, I'm not sure.
Really like top tier though.
I-
To me, it was
Yeah.
top tier story.
I feel like I need to hear it all.
So I rented
This
this.
is where one of my favorite phrases has ever come from that we still use to this day.
What phrase?
I see you, Bill.
100%. So I rented this house specifically based on the fact that I could invite every single one of my friends. It had an indoor pool, an indoor basketball court. I gave everybody room assignments. I put a vase of flowers for them to take home. I had to gifts for
Your own birthday?
Yeah, I was trying to make sure that everybody had a great time. So this is the one where Alysia invites her besties along with, that I was like really starting to get to know and be around. So like that was it. So they all shared the master bedroom together. It was Brittany, PJ, Ashley, Luke, and Alysia. Yes. But like a lot of people had their own little setup, a couch to sleep on, a bed to share with somebody. The basement had
We were all
beds.
set. Everybody had a perfect sleeping area.
Yes.
No one was sleeping on the floor.
I realized that Jonathan Kane were my fun friends.
Yeah.
I love all of my friends, but they already started having children
Yeah.
8,000 years ago, and they were just happy to be like out of the house. And then I had my rowdy friends. Yes. Yeah. I think 2 pregnant people came.
Okay. Yeah.
And that weekend was a terrible snowstorm.
Oh yeah.
It took us all 1,000 hours to get there. Bill had diarrhea. So,
He had the Chipotle 50-50 coin.
yes.
You flip every time you get
Oh. For a second, I thought it was like an actual like menu item, or I was like, what's the 50-50 coin item?
salmon.
That's why this story has so many rabbit holes to go down.
There's
Like, what do
plenty.
we want to open?
So I said to Alysia, you just recently had like some fundraiser or something where you guys played Beer Olympics. I want all of my friends to come and we're going to split into teams and we're going to play the Beer Olympics. So I kind of had Alysia like set that up, especially because we had the basketball court and the swimming pool. So we started off
Fun.
all
So
just playing these games together.
To be honest, I have since blacked out Beer Olympic from the event.
What even is Beer Olympics?
Just a series of different beer related events.
There is a different events that you're on a team.
yeah,
You have a
we were
team.
color coded, mind you. We all had our own color. I was purple.
I was white.
I don't remember.
Good, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
We were doing games at a table, getting on tricycles on the basketball court.
This reminds me of like, what is that like one game that they play in New Girl where they just like have
Oh, yes.
for
Good American.
Yes,
True American.
American, yeah.
We played that one night with Ariel and
Isn't
Jeff.
it one of those things where it's like there's just
Yeah.
an infinite rules? Like you can just make
Yeah.
up a new rule.
Yeah. So we do this. We're all getting riled up. I wanted to make everybody pizzas because that's like a family thing that I did. So they were bomb ass pizzas.
Well, Nora,
Maybe not everybody got
bomb-ass.
them.
They were homemade.
Yeah.
You were
Always
quite the host on your own
homemade.
birthday. For me, I'm like pamper me playing.
I like to be the host.
she is the host with the most.
We were having a neutral, fun, everybody was getting on with each other. So we thought.
Yes.
So we roll through the night. Tim, Paige's husband, is also a complete joy to be around.
Is he?
It is also where he got the nickname Tangeray Tim.
Yeah.
Tankeray Tim lives.
There were people in the hot tub. I was dancing Fantasy by Mariah Carey around the pool. The sound system was on. It was fun. It was a little foggy in there, to be honest.
Yes.
No, it was because the boys kept opening the door.
Yeah.
To
so that it would
outside.
steam, so the pool would steam over. And you
Yes.
couldn't
Was the
see
pool
anything.
warm though? Like, was it heated?
Yeah.
Oh,
And it was indoor. So
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
kind of like a Florida room.
The jacuzzi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Paige was just about to tell us about how joyful Tim can be and why he has his nickname, Tankeray Tim. Tankeray.
As
The
a
gin.
gin. Tim is a gin and tonic guy, and this was like his first big outing.
We also
Really?
didn't have like high noons then
we did nothing
yet.
like that.
It was only 8 years ago, but
liquor or
Yeah.
beer, and we didn't all want to just feel bloated and Nicky on beer.
so we had handles.
We did.
We were not
Anything
playing
and everything.
handles.
So it was Tim's first big outing with the group, actually. Like, I don't think he had been to anything big like that before. So he's a little nervous, and let's be real and call it what it is. Tim's a shy guy. He's he's the shy one.
Which is funny when you actually know him because he's not shy.
Yeah.
So he drank a little extra.
I was intimidated. Yeah, he got the, liquid courage was coming out. He's like, I'm going to take down this Tanqueray bottle, and then I'm going to fall into a pool with the Tanqueray in my hand. Belly flop. Drop the Tanqueray before I get into the pool and shatter it all over the pool.
No.
The pool floor.
How long did that take to clean it up?
Ask Alysia. Alysia, how's your hand?
It took me 2.5 years for that function to work its way out of my hand. I had a green bottle wedged into my hand, palm of my hand for a very long time.
It was a good time.
It was a great time. Cut to the next glass shattering event.
Problem is that I thought it would be cute to do like a get to know you during Beer Olympics. So I thought, well, there's 2 separate groups going theoretically.
Mm-hmm.
It was Nora's old friends, and then like the JK group, and then like my friends that I brought with. So I said, I'm gonna bring some friends. Why not? So I had just started really hanging out with Nora, and I was bringing like my best friend with me. Figure out who it is. So I was like, no better way than to meet people you don't know
Yeah.
than to be split up onto teams
Yep.
and play drinking games with strangers.
Yes.
Boom.
Because that sounds like
MTV Cribs.
it's like how you might make your new best friend.
Yeah.
Or make your biggest enemy.
Or go to jail.
Yeah.
Wait, did somebody actually?
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yes.
Yeah.
So looking back, I'm sorry.
No,
Because I
she's not.
couldn't have done that. However, it did make for a great story.
So there was
Yeah.
basically like a Guido on Chapo fight going on. Who had the bigger dick?
They made it.
Yes, it was a sword fight.
They made it country versus country.
Yes, they
They
truly did. I didn't just say that just to
No.
be racist.
No.
I said that because that's how they made the whole thing go down.
We started noticing it earlier in the night while they were playing games because it was Olympics, like big
Yeah.
Olympics. So they made it a country versus country, and they decided to claim their country by their denomination. But like, why?
Yeah,
Why,
it
bro?
was no need.
Why?
It was just
So
It got heated. It was one of my teddy bear besties and one of our fellow friend
coworker
from
and
JK.
husband.
Yes. And
Yes.
whom we really
dare I
didn't
say,
know well.
we knew not really at all
No, at all.
that
If
point.
anything,
We didn't know him at all.
No.
it was all of a sudden
Yeah.
baby getting married. Period.
Well, he was a one night stand.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yep.
then they got married because out of what? Like, because it's 1960.
Out of
I
wedlock.
don't know.
Because he's a stand-up Guido.
He's a stand-up guy. He's from Tinley. That's how they roll in Tinley.
So I think really that was going on, like some of the behind the scenes at that point, because we had Tim throwing bottles and we had me dancing to Mariah Carey and we had hot tub girl time and we had people inside eating and pregnant girls
Mhm.
getting ready to figure out when they were going to drive home.
So I'm
Yes.
very,
Look
very
back.
high. So I'm now hungry.
Oh, munchin'.
And
And we
there,
did do family style because we
Yes.
all did bring some sort of
Yes.
little
and there was a table
Lots of
of dips.
Lots
And
of
you know
dips.
Lisa loves dips.
something.
Yes.
So I snuck myself into this kitchen. Now, this kitchen was one of those, like, kind of like a really large galley style kitchen.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah. So I sneak around to the dip area and I am housing dips. Because there was a lot of very intense conversation happening in the other room, like where the kitchen was taking place. And I couldn't yet tell if it was friendly or not. Well, it turns out
fair.
it was not.
Not friendly at all.
And it was Mexico versus
Italy.
Italy. And it was over a drink, right? Making of a drink. How to make the correct drink.
I don't know about
I
that.
don't actually remember.
It was. I want to
Okay.
say it was that they were arguing over who knew how to make the correct drink. And then it went from there. Next thing I know, little old Alysia is eating her dips,
And
eating
her
her dips, and the dips
Disappear.
flying off of the table from underneath.
Okay, let me just set you something else up. In the meantime, I had given myself the living room bedroom, which was just slightly adjacent to the kitchen.
Yes.
And probably as Alysia was sneaking off to dips, there was a couple's altercation happening next door to the living room bedroom and the kitchen in their own private bedroom with one other roommate and they're witnessing it all. And so one of the couples came to my
No,
room.
that was after. The dips had already gotten dipped. Then she brought him back to the bedroom.
Yes. And
Okay.
Which was adjacent to the said bedroom.
Yes.
Where I now had to listen to mom and dad fight. Where
Okay.
she then said to him, "You ain't shit." And that set him off.
This makes sense. I was thinking that the countertop situation happened
No.
and then got separated.
No.
Okay.
So they that had already occurred.
Countertop cleared.
Yes. Then they went back where she told him to go to bed, rolled over. He swears he hears, "You ain't shit," which now to stand feel like, yeah, accurate. She probably
did say
She
that.
probably did say
Yeah.
that. So now he comes storming out. Bill comes storming to me. This is when
Hearing the fighting.
Yes, this
Yes.
is when he now yells at me about me not doing anything.
Bill is, by the way, running to the bathroom to
Diarrhea.
once again shit his brains out.
He is sober as a judge.
Oh.
Mind you, chaos has erupted in the house. You're either drunk, you're high, you're drunk and high.
You're sleeping in the basement.
Yes, you're sleeping in the Jesus camp basement. With
No, like
bed.
sleepaway camp.
Bed.
Sleepaway camp.
Yeah.
Or you're Erica throwing up in the kitchen bathroom for 3 hours.
Mind you, this whole time, Tim had already been done.
Yeah.
I was by my lonesome. I had no one to defend my honor in all of this. He was sawing logs, and I couldn't even wake him up if I tried. I was pushing, shoving. I'm like, you need to help. Get up. Be a man.
So then we realized that
It's all
there's
us.
a real legitimate like fight
Debacle.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like actual fight between either a husband and a wife or Mexico and Italy.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that's when the house started to arise. The
Yeah.
whole house
So
came out of
Everyone was
the shutdown.
Like, oh, I think I might be in a Dateline episode.
Yep.
Like shit is actually going to happen.
It's hitting the fan as we were speaking.
Yeah.
It was actually hitting the floor.
And because they don't actually know each other, these dudes, it's not like they're like, oh, we're fighting friends.
Not even met once.
They
No.
don't even they don't know each other's names.
No.
They could care less.
Yes.
So it was really then all of a sudden you're like, oh fuck, we have a real situation on our hands.
You're on a pickle.
Because then it was going to be Tinley Park against Harvey, and we all know that Harvey would have won.
100%. However, OG Tinley Park really thought he was going somewhere.
He did. He
That's
did.
when
Sure did.
the second round of shattering glass came into play,
Yes.
where he took his arm, Macy,
Who's he?
Italy,
Italy.
and he took his whole arm, and imagine this is all casserole bowls and glass bowls full of chips.
Ain't no way.
Wiped the entire thing,
Clear.
That's like movie scene shit.
blasted it. A chair went flying up in the air.
glasses, wine glasses, or whatever glasses people were drinking.
Yes.
On the counter.
It was like he thought it was props. It was like he was like tapping things to just be like,
I also know this is a house that like you guys are renting.
Right.
Correct.
Literally, aren't you a grown? This is a 30 like birthday party. This is not a
Older than
21st
30.
birthday party. Like, are you kidding?
Then he just made that kitchen his rage room. So
Meanwhile,
Like,
Mexico's
yeah.
wife is one of the pregnant women.
correct. So he's on high Papa Bear alert.
Yes, and she's very pregnant.
Yeah.
So he's like ready. Then you have barefoot everybody in your house walking through a bomb field of glass dishes.
it was just bloody feet. Everywhere.
And also
It
all
looked
pretty
like it was like a murder scene.
Yes, we were all drunk or sleeping.
So then someone says, I think it's time to call the cops.
Yep.
It might have been me,
Yep.
to be honest.
And none of us really knew him, so we didn't know what he was capable of. At one point, he said he was going to get a knife.
Yeah.
And that's when I think was like, well,
People were holding him back.
yeah.
Yes. There was a lot of, there was multiple different levels of holding.
Oh my poodle.
One of our friends' husbands.
This tiny little man is holding him back with like what he would like to consider like a arm bar. And then that's when he kept going, I see you, Bill. I see you.
He was
You
saying
know me. You know me. You know who I am. You know I'm okay.
thought he would get protection. Bill's like, I need to go lay back
The
down.
next guy he knew, but didn't really know, was Luke. So then he kept being like, Luke, you know me. Luke. It looks like I don't fucking know you. Like,
Again, Tim was still sleeping.
I would also like to note that none of my friends came out of the bedroom.
He said, nope.
Yep.
They said, don't know these people.
Stays locked.
This is my first time coming here. I'm not coming out. Thank you.
And I'm too high. I don't even know what's going on. Then there was a moment where while waiting for the police, because they were being called during the choke out
Yeah.
situation,
Yeah.
that we got him into the bathroom. I had him
Yeah.
caged up against
Yeah.
the wall. And I was just calmly speaking to him, trying to calm him down.
Marissa was praying for him.
I was letting him know that the police were coming.
Wait.
They were in the basement praying.
Actually,
No, she made it down the hall. She was right down the hall.
Put her hand out.
She was right down the hall. She made it up close personal. Then the police came. What I loved about the entire situation is not one police officer said, this seems, what were you guys doing here?
Correct.
They just said,
Nobody questioned us.
show me the guy.
We're ready to go.
We gotta go.
Yeah.
Take him
Yeah,
out.
so we gotta
We
go.
have shit.
Thank you, Mishawaka Police Department.
The problem was, mind you, let's rewind. It's a snowstorm. It is
Right.
a blizzard.
I do.
Yes, sir.
I don't know why, but I keep envisioning this as like a beautiful sunny day.
No, it was blizzard. It was one of the worst storms that year.
They took him and they dropped his ass at a hotel?
A Fleabag motel. They dropped him off at a motel instead of taking him to the police department.
Simmer down.
Oh,
And we
these
go-
are like dirty cops and
Yeah.
everything.
And we go back to
I don't want to do paperwork.
Yeah.
It's really bad dream. Like, what if he comes back? Wait a second. I start hearing a lot of commotion again, and then I think, am I in a dream still, or am I in real life? You're feeling like the night's not over.
Yeah.
And then I start hearing rustling and a lot of movement. Then I hear, "Oh, are you fucking kidding me?" And then a lot of moving and another breaking chair. And then I come running back out.
Came back around door.
He walked with no shoes on.
He was going.
You don't know.
To this day. To this day.
This guy sounds fucking crazy.
Came through
The pool door in the back.
I would have locked every.
We thought that we had
it's big
locked
house.
all the doors.
We thought we knocked it out.
There were 3 doors going in and out of the pool and basketball room.
Oh, with a bone.
On
He
it.
was like, I am fucking
I started this and I'm gonna end it.
sniff it out and coming back through motherfucker. Came right back into the kitchen, and in the kitchen was Mexico again.
Yep.
So he went right for it.
And it felt very scary that
He's fired up.
So what do we have to do again? Call the cops again.
Was it the same fucking cops?
I
don't remember.
I don't remember actually the second round of cop calling except for how the bushes looked out front.
Wait, what?
This time they had to take him to jail. Like,
Yeah,
go
yeah,
to jail.
yeah.
It wasn't just like a drop it off, sleep it off. You had to go to jail for assault.
Mine too. I think Tim did wake up at this point.
Finally.
By this point, Lindsay and Joe had gone home because
Yep.
she refused to stay there.
People were dropping like flies. They were like, we cannot handle what just happened. We're out of here. And I'm like, guess my birthday is over.
Yep.
Oh, I would feel like we would have had like a really nice like debrief of like, oh, that was crazy.
We said, shall we go get beers?
It was a wild time.
I had a whole day planned for the next day because it was supposed to be a 2-day event.
Was.
And I had breweries that we were going to go to. And really, I feel like it was just like 8 of us.
Yeah, we made it to one brewery, and then sadly, like,
Oh yeah,
There was another
family
incident.
emergency.
that happened. It was
Yeah.
it was a really dark time.
It was. You know, poor Nora. I couldn't even enjoy her 30th birthday.
However, we will forever have
This.
one of the greatest 30th birthday stories
Of all time.
of all time.
I had shards of glass in my foot for years. I think I can still feel actually the spot that it was in. It was right here.
Oh God.
And there's like a little scar there. So I can feel like the pain from it.
The pain will live on forever.
I will say that Paige and Tim were the last men standing.
Whoop, whoop.
And they were like, we'll stay the extra night with you, Nora. Because I got the house for 2 nights, believe it or not.
Wait, people like just how many people actually ended up staying?
There was like 20 people. And by the end, it was Paige and Tim.
It's so
sad.
No,
Not
no.
everybody
That was
also was going to
emergency
stay both days.
Yeah.
But like, then everybody was just kind of like, we need to just be done with
Yeah, I
this.
think it was just a lot for everyone.
Yeah, and
I
the
would've cried.
storm.
Tim
Yeah.
didn't know what happened, so he was game to still stay.
Cause yeah, I'm down. Like I'm fine.
Ben, had there not been like the family,
Yeah.
South
Yeah, for sure.
But
It sounds like Project X. You know that movie where
Yes.
it's just like an absurd fucking rager party? Like, yeah, that's what it sounds like.
that's what it felt like.
It was a lot of fun, really, though.
It was.
Saved 6 lives in a span.
Yes.
This is the fact of like him
That's
coming
agree.
back. Like I never would have predicted that he made it back. And then you said that I was like, ain't no way. Like this man. Also, how far was this motel? Because like I want to know.
We also want to know.
But the thing is that in a snowstorm, everything's gonna be like
He also walked like in a snowstorm. Oh my god, barefoot.
Yes.
Barefoot.
He didn't have his shoes was the biggest.
Macy, when we stress crazy, we mean fucking crazy.
I just want you to know that years later, we had to set up a panic button at the salon for this motherfucker.
Yeah, we sure did.
Here's the thing, you guys. Where,
Sure did. We sure did.
how do you go back to work the next week with your coworker whose husband just raged out?
Nora, did that said coworker, ever apologize?
Well, he
He had to.
wrote an
Right.
engaging letter.
Yes, he had to me because she begged to have him at, remember, our next
New Year's Eve.
I'd say no way.
And you said nada.
No, he was there.
Well, I know. I mean,
And he also did an
I
apology
wanna say
tour.
half of the reason I allowed
After
him there was for plot twist.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wanted to see what he was going to say and
Was
how he
gonna
was.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't.
It was
good.
fine.
He
but it
walked
wasn't
around to every person who was at the 30th
and it was unfucking comfortable.
Hey guys, I just want to know that like I'm really sorry for like what happened.
No, it really
But
wasn't.
Italy for life.
You said crazy stuff. I was thinking like it wasn't that crazy.
Exactly, Macy. You're picking it up.
Yeah.
You're picking it up.
Where it's like that was not an apology.
Still somehow ironically hit on everyone's wives.
Yeah.
It just was an interesting time. Our friends had to go to court for it. I had a great time. I was happy about my birthday. It was a weird ending to that day. I think all in all, we learned some lessons. We'll continue trying to integrate our groups of friends together to see what happens. That's pretty much that.
Do you have a favorite client crazy story from back in your day of front desking or assisting?
Ooh. I have a favorite moment on a Sunday with nobody there. Can we go
that's
spicy. Moment because it wasn't a favorite. It was the front desk on Sundays with
Oh, yes.
Yana and house. So with the newbies, it was the worst time to work, but it was fine. We made the best of it. There was a client who walked out on Yana, if we remember, with at the very end of her service. She was just blown out or had rollers in and was going to be the rollers.
She was under the dryer.
Under the dryer.
Yeah.
And she said, "Can I go start my car? It's hot out." And they're like, "That's weird, but sure, if you're going to cool your car off." So she went out to start her car and never came back in. So homegirl just beep boop, dipped. A little dine and dash, a little hair and dash. And it was over a certain amount, which made it a felony. And knowing what we know about our big man in charge, he is relentless and he will
Don't take no
his
shit.
money.
He's gonna come after you.
And called cops and pursued this lady. I don't know how long it took, but eventually the cops got to her house. They kicked down her door. Trigger warning. Like their dog.
How the fuck did they kill her dog?
To get to her. Dog charged the door. Yep. So again, relentless he is. So we're the detectives going after.
When they say, "We got a case," we got a case.
So that would probably go as one of the most memorable. I shouldn't say favorite because it wasn't a fave. It was a memorable one. And also shortly after that, got a stalker. So it was really a whirlwind time for.
How many times do you think a guy has gotten aroused while being shampooed?
I can tell you, I've been a part of that before, multiple times.
Feeling queasy because of that question.
I always try to leave their capes on
Yep.
for the just in case.
Like really?
They're usually like under 16, so it's even more fucking uncomfortable.
They're babies.
I've had moaners, love that.
Moaners? Like
Yeah,
like a
just like
the and I'm like, okay, that was not a.
I've never had somebody moan. I mean, like I feel like a woman's been like, oh my god, that like feels like really good. Maybe besides your who said that makes me purr. Yes. Yes. So that's why I feel like a cat.
All right.
Oh my god, wait, stop.
Like, think about if that was a guy who said that to you.
Oh, I would immediately be like, Alysia, Mommy Alysia, please come and help me.
Yeah, I don't know. So on the topic of fun stories, fun, not
Ooh,
faves, but
what
fun.
is your like favorite story here in this setting?
Paige was the first ever person to be here when my person of interest, aka my stalker,
Oh yeah,
Skullet.
had no idea what I was here for.
I mean, I don't think that's her favorite story.
No.
I'm just gonna say that
I was literally in the chair right next door listening to this conversation happen. I'm not quite sure what Alysia was cutting. First of all, can I just clarify what? Still not sure what was being cut.
Our viewers already know
That
there's
was
nothing.
that was a very chaotic day because that's also when our washer dryer was being installed. So remember the noise was really chaotic, and then
This was all amongst the midst of the heat issue, right?
Yes.
When I had a little friend come on into the building and inspect it.
That was perfect.
You're welcome. The inspector came. So
For the heat.
Because we didn't have any.
I know a guy that knows a guy.
And it's illegal.
And my guy.
Isn't that crazy though, like the hoops that you had to jump through in order to get literal heat for your building? Like that's amazing that you were able to do that, but at the same time, it's like literally why did you have to jump through hoops and know a guy to literally get heat in your building, like in your business in the winter, which is an old building and has probably no insulation whatsoever.
So, Paige, tell us your experience being the first person to ever encounter him?
So it was minimal and it was quiet, but it was uncomfortable. So I, to be quite honest, didn't know what was transpiring at the moment until my next salon visit when I re-brought POI up and was given the full rundown of literally what was happening next to me. I think it was happening next to me. Wasn't that when he was showing the pictures and the people were in? It's just, it was a whole, the vibe was just not a good vibe. And then, like I said, once I found out what was actually happening next to me, I feel like I was a bad cousin person to be like, let's, can I defer the energy this way? You want to chat? And it just, you pulled
It's
the hat
hard
off.
to defer when you're in shock
Yeah.
or you don't know what's happening.
No, I essentially had no idea what was happening at the time because
Well, I think
it was
he's
so
also
quiet.
slick.
Yes.
He knows what to do.
Yeah.
Like that's what makes
It's
me
giving
honestly
absolute
feel-
predator.
And it makes you feel like he definitely knows like what to do and that he's done it
Yeah.
previously. No, he's the fumbly, bumbly,
Yeah.
awkward, weird.
Yeah.
Where you're like, is this quirky? And then you think it's just
1,000%.
honestly, he's the guy who disarms you,
Yep.
and then you're like, oh,
Because it
okay.
gives like a humor aspect where almost like they're making like a dark joke where instead of it actually, we know now that it's not a dark
Yeah.
joke, it's actually like him to his
So much so that I stopped paying attention to what was happening in the chair next to me because I'm like, oh, I'm on my phone.
When Alysia is like here with the POI and like multiple times I'm like, oh my God, like I feel like that went well. And she's like, no, it didn't.
No.
And I'm like, that because he is so good at like reading the room. Like, and that's why I'm like, there's like something like he psychologically thinks ahead with stuff like that. Where like he looks like
We
so
fired him,
pleasant.
right? He's been
Oh,
fired.
he just
Right.
came in recently,
I
actually,
came in last week.
but he has a girlfriend that he lives with,
Mm.
and that has really changed the.
The vibe. Well, you kind of put him in his place, didn't you? Though you're kind of like,
Like
this is
I only cut at certain hours, and there has to be a lot of people in here.
Yeah.
And not that I want other people to have to bear witness, more
Sure.
for like safety purposes.
absolutely.
It feels safer if there's a lot of people in here.
Yeah.
And I still try to keep it very bare minimum. No one else touches him. I'm the only person who shampoos him. I'm the only person who cuts him. I'm the only person who deals with him, really. But he has gotten better because he's in a relationship.
But like it's crazy though, where it shouldn't take like that component because then it's like, well, now that that's not being projected onto you, and I have no idea about the relationship, and this is like only my pure assumptions. But then it's like I can't imagine what then he's projecting on his girlfriend now, or like maybe it balances him out. I'm hoping that it's like a very like somewhat like normal and healthy relationship, but like it does make you like wonder and kind of fear for the girl.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I think he's just not a man on the watch out for somebody. And he was totally fine making relationships with people who were in marriages.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So there were no boundaries.
Yeah.
And whether or not all of his relationships previously were then very open and zero boundaries.
Well, and people chalk it up as just awkward at first until they realize it's a little deeper than being awkward. He's got a goal.
It's like targeted and like
Yeah.
strategic.
I mean, it wasn't like he met my husband.
Correct.
And then he slid into my DMs to talk about my husband. So it's not like he's very like, oh, I have no idea.
But that is also
Yeah.
that's disarming in a way where it's like
Again,
instead of like focusing on you and the DMs, he's focusing on your husband to make you have like that false sense of comfort almost where like I know about your partner, like I know that you're in a committed and like long-term marriage, like I know this all about you, and that should make you feel more comfortable. Obviously I don't think you're stupid, and like I think like you kind of picked up on it like pretty quickly, which
Well, me,
I mean, after the first appointment.
yeah.
and then of course I immediately share these things with my significant other every
Mhm.
single time. Every single time he's in, I always give him like the debrief.
Mhm.
But like, yeah, he's gotten better. And I don't want to be like, ooh, kudos to him. It's not like it's like gold star better. And honestly, his appointments are far and few between now. I'm sure you will feel this way, Paige, as being somebody who's worked in our industry for a pretty good amount of time.
Yeah.
People leave their mark on you.
Yeah.
You
Forever.
know, yes. I'm sure you either see them or you think about them, or just in general, the things that they did or didn't do in the service industry, from even bartending, working behind the desk, and assisting, leave their mark forever. With
Yeah.
you.
And it's one of those jobs where a lot of the times it feels like the customer is always right situation because you want to keep your composure and you want to hold your business together and you want to have a good reputation. So you can't always answer. Bartending's a little different. But at least in the hair industry, you don't want to answer negatively and then ruin your repertoire with everybody else. Like, oh, that's how she acted in this situation, which is unfair. That clients can come in and act a certain way and you can't, rebuttal with a similar attitude because it can ruin everything you've built. He's lucky he can still come here. Let's be real. He's lucky you literally didn't fire him because
You have clients, you want to be everyone's day maker.
yes,
And-
especially in this job.
Yes, but there are clients that just sometimes really do take a toll.
Yeah. I mean, let's be real. We've always said you guys are the therapists that aren't the therapists.
Yeah.
You get the brunt of everybody's day, which is exhausting, regardless if it's good or bad.
Yeah.
It's an exhausting
That is
ass
true.
day.
And then it's also like you see multiple people a day, so then like they ask you how you're doing, and it's kind of like having to like, even like during the things that were going on after like your tenure, then it's like having to like bring up the story over and over again. And it's not just 1 week, 2 weeks. No, it's all the clients every single week who are regular. Kind of traumatizing.
Yes.
Like,
We don't really want to relive constantly.
That sometimes for anything good or bad, it does make getting over things harder and longer. For my instance, why when people are like, "Oh, you want to move on from that?" You're like, "Well, no, I'm reliving it every day."
Literally every day.
I was just like, we're talking about all of this. So I just thought that, like, to end it today, we could talk about Mercury retrograde because I feel like
I'm feeling it.
it kind of goes with some of these conversations.
When is Mercury not in retrograde? 'Cause I feel like
I have a little something for you about this. So right now it's from August 5th to August 28th. So we're in it.
Okay.
Mercury retrograde often gets a bad reputation, but it's actually a beneficial time to slow down and reevaluate. Double check important documents before sending them. Be patient with technology and be prepared for delays. Take time to reflect and review past projects. Don't sign important contracts without a thorough review, or rush through important tasks and do not make impulsive decisions.
That was adding me. Like that was we
Literally.
Macy.
because in one of our breaks, guys, we were talking about life choices that I'm making, and literally, thank you. That literally answered my question. Thank you for answering my question, universe. Appreciate it.
Does that mean I shouldn't have bought my car last night?
No, that's the thing is like you kind of solid it up. You knew what you wanted. You said, yes, this is the car for me. You didn't have any questions about it.
I got in her and I said, this feels good.
This is right.
Yeah.
So what does that mean for my 34th year of life that is coming up shortly?
Don't do anything
Wow.
rash.
Don't make any.
Don't celebrate your birthday until after August 28th. Leo season. Paige also has a twin birthday with Bill.
Billy! Machete
so
Bill,
funny.
my birthday twin.
I love it. I think Paige, just keep being you because everybody loves everything about you, and keep going forward like that.
I needed this more than I think you guys know. Thank you so much.
Well, as we have learned, don't make any big life decisions, but do buy the car. Don't get the apartment. Celebrate your birthday or don't celebrate your birthday. Finish your Betty. I'm about to blow dry Paige, so she looks beautiful.
Thanks for having me, little Fern.
We're so glad to have you. Bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's Nora, Alysia, and Macy.
We are a girly podcast and we are on the floor.
Did I go the wrong way?